Hi, welcome to the Outdoor Laboratory Podcast. I'm your host, Danny Capo, and in today's episode, I'm going to talk to you guys about effective outdoor leadership styles. Now, having solid leadership in backcountry and front country expeditions is vital if you want to have a safe and effective trip. On most well planned trips, a leader is going to be designated before the trip even happens, and that leader is in charge of making sure that this trip runs smoothly. Now, outdoor settings and outdoor experiences are great laboratories for someone to have a leadership opportunity. And the reason for that is because these outdoor places offer three vital characteristics. So, a situation may arise, and from that situation, a leader must arise. And with that leader arising, participants must follow. So, a situation could be anything: a crisis, like a surprise thunderstorm, or a planned event like maybe visiting a historic site, or a group learning experience, maybe a botany expedition. Something like that requires a leader because there are participants being had. And if there is no leader, then there is no guidance and nothing's going to get done. So, from these situations, a need is found. And because a need arises, so does a leader. The leader is responsible for influencing the group's behavior and making sure that goals are obtained and objectives are found. Now, lastly, what these outdoor experiences offer is, of course, participants, the people who are members of the group. Now, these members must be willing to follow the leader, and they must accept the guidance of the leader to reach their goals. They must view the leader as a way to get these goals accomplished. Usually, effective leaders are comfortable with responsibility, decision making, and being a resource. The outdoors also makes a leader face psychological, physical, and environmental challenges. And this is why going on plenty of trips and having the experience is important. So that when you're put in outdoor situations like, say, a surprise thunderstorm or a whiteout, you are able to keep low anxiety and have high decision making skills. And the way that you can do that is from these experiences, by putting yourself in these places, realizing what works, what doesn't, how to get someone from point A to point B when times are kind of tough. And that's what an effective leader does. And the way to be an effective outdoor leader is by going out and expanding your outdoor portfolio. Finding people that want to go on a backcountry expedition, finding friends that you can take out is a great way to practice your outdoor skills. And outdoor skills are not just hard skills like rock climbing or how to hike properly or how to raft properly. There's also soft skills involved, like how to lead someone up a mountain when it's a cliff on the side. How do you lead someone to make them more comfortable in an uncomfortable situation? And the way to do that is through experience. And leadership styles are unique to a leader's personality and the experience that they bring to the table. And there are three roles that a leader can assume while leading someone outside. The first one is directing. So that's basically giving out orders. And this style is effective to accomplish tasks in a timely manner. For example, if you see a storm approaching and shelter needs to get made, tents need to get up, tarps need to be set, camp needs to be made, then telling people what to do, how to do it, and when to do it are very important things that you need to lead a group of people effectively. Now, this is also a great effective tool and rule to follow when you're leading younger groups of children, because younger groups of children aren't as competent in the outdoors. They need guidance, they need direction. So ordering them around may sound kind of mean, but that's what they need. They need that guidance to know what to do because they don't know what to do in these situations. Now, the next role that a leader can partake in is selling. So they're kind of like a salesman. There's certain tasks that need to get done when you're outside. There needs to be a bivy built, the bathroom, the cat holes. There needs to be tents made, food needs to be made, camp needs to be made in order for everyone to have a comfortable time. And the way that a leader might get people on his side to go and do work and do it responsibly as well as be motivated to work is by selling them the idea that we're in this together, saying that your experience is something that they must follow and something that they can partake in, and you're just guiding them, that you can sell something to them, persuading them to go and do the tasks that you need to be done, that need to get done. And the way that you can do that is by saying, hey guys, let's have dinner super fast, let's get everything done, and we could go ahead and make dinner, giving them a motivation tool. That's something that works, something that's great, and something that doesn't make you feel like an authoritarian figure. And that's a great role that you can play as a leader when you're trying to get tasks done. Now, lastly, is a leader can participate. By participating, I mean asking the group what needs to get done, asking the group, hey, what do you guys want to do? Asking their opinions. Now, it may be good to bounce off ideas with your participants. They might see a situation from a different lens. It's always great to get a different point of view, okay? And it's great that you're humble enough to ask your participants. That's a great example of a leader. So participating with your group is a way that you can get people behind you and motivated to follow. And that's what's important with these outdoor leadership experiences that you can have, is you're able to get people, I guess, riled up to get something done. And it's a very, very great and beneficial experience to have as an outdoor leader. Now, when it comes to leadership styles, there's 3 main leadership styles that many outdoor leaders follow. Now, an effective outdoor leader can change and adapt these leadership styles to fit certain outdoor situations and maintain safe and effective ways of communication. So the first way that a lot of outdoor leaders follow is an autocratic form of leadership. And this leadership is found basically in its name, authority. This person usually maintains complete control over a project and requires little input from their group members. These types of leaders are effective in getting things done, but not effective in keeping people going. Because people will finally be like, why are you ordering me around? You're no better than me, you outdoor guide, you know? So there's times where that's needed and there's times where it's not. And it's important that an outdoor leader can recognize these situations. Now, second, laissez-faire style leadership is a very laid back form of leadership. This requires a lot of trust in your participants. This type of leadership style is really effective in groups that are competent. So say that I was going to go out with a bunch of my backpacking buddies. We've gone out multiple times. No one's really leading anyone. We're all leading each other. It's a very laid back form of leadership. And it's great when the groups are well motivated and they're friendly with each other. And the reason why this leadership style works well with competent groups is because everyone knows what they're doing. No one has to be told what to do. We know the responsibilities. Everything's assumed already. So it's great in the sense that you're able to not be on someone's back on making sure that they have camp set up, or making sure that they have a bivvy set up, or making sure that they're following the proper procedures. But it's fun to just lay back and not be a leader for sometimes. And you know, you could even find this type of laissez-faire leadership when you're not with a competent group. And that's when camp's already made and maybe you have free time. You just let people do what people want to do. You're in the outdoors. There is no set schedule of things to do, really. Unless you really have things you need to get done, it's great to give people, hey, an hour, 2 hours of free time in the outdoors. It's really healing for people. So that's a great time where laissez-faire leadership can come through and be an effective way of leading a group of people. Now, the third form of leadership is my personal favorite, and it's servant leadership. So servant leadership, what it is in its name, is that a leader is a servant first. A servant leader focuses on the growth and well-being of their participants, and the servant leader shares power with them. It puts a servant leader would put the needs of others first and help develop their character, as well as help them perform at the highest level possible. A servant leader seems to be the most effective way in creating a suitable environment for people to grow. And in fact, it's a great way to have open lines of communication. And in outdoor experiences, an open line of communication is key in maintaining a safe environment. because someone can be having a horrible time. They could be having a foot cramp, a really bad blister, and if they don't feel safe saying, hey, I need help, then something's going to go wrong down the line, because 3 hours into the hike, it's going to get way worse, and now you have a situation. Now you have a problem that you could have taken care of 3 hours before. And the reason why nothing came up is because you were not an open leader, and you were not an effective leader in maintaining these open forms of communication. So being a servant leader is a great way to make these open forms of communication. It's a great way to say, hey, I'm here for you. Whatever you need, I'm your guy. That's what you need to do when you're outside. And that's what I do. And that's what I find is the most effective way. Some people view an outdoor experience as a way to get miles in and as a way to accomplish a physical feat. But if you look at it as a way to grow as an individual, then helping your participants becomes second nature. Because if you're not there to get a task done, say that you have 30 miles to get done, okay? And you're on mile 20, and people are feeling rushed, or people are exhausted, and you know what? They don't feel like doing another 10, and you have a way to get out, or say that you have a way to go slower, or say that you have a way to make the trip more enjoyable. That is what you need to do as an outdoor leader. It's not your job. Well, it could be considered your job if that is the goal. But what I'm saying is it's not, the whole point of an outdoor experience is not to get miles in. In fact, the point of an outdoor experience is to grow. So if you take this time, instead of rushing people to get something done, and tell them, hey, take a break, enjoy what you're doing, you're going to have a way more effective relationship with these people. And it's going to be a way more effective trip, in the sense that people are going to grow way more than they would have had if they would have been rushed or beat over the head with things to do or ordered around. But it's important as an effective leader in an outdoor situation to read the situation at hand. And it's important to know which style of leadership is going to be most effective in getting things done. Now, the reason why servant leaders are very effective is in part because being a servant is very selfless, and people are attracted to people who are helpful, people who are open, people who are charismatic. A servant leader focuses on the growth of a person. Who wouldn't want to follow someone who's there for your benefit? Now, an outdoor leader who follows servant leadership doesn't look at this hierarchy as a pyramid, or doesn't look as an obstacle, as a way to be the first in line. Many leaders nowadays think that being the first on top and having people being behind you is the best way to lead, telling them, hey, come, follow me. But really, it may be a way better and a way more effective way to lead from the back. Lead from the back of the pack. Make sure that everyone is good. Make sure that all the stragglers aren't falling behind. Make sure that everyone is feeling connected and feeling safe. And that's what's important about choosing the leadership style that fits you best and realizing when to use these leadership styles. Now, servant leadership is a concept that's been around for a while, but it was given this name by this man named Robert K. Greenleaf. And he said that a servant leader is a servant first. It begins with the natural feeling that one wants to serve first. Then conscious choice brings one to aspire to lead. That person is sharply different from one who is a leader first, perhaps because of the need to assuage an unusual power drive or to acquire material possessions. The leader first and the servant first are two extreme types. Between them, there are shadings and blends that are part of the infinite variety of human nature. Now, he also later on went to say that the difference manifests itself in the care taken by the servant first to make sure that other people's highest priority needs are being served. The best test and difficult to administer is, do those served grow as a person? Do they, while being served, become healthier, wiser, freer, more autonomous, more likely themselves to become servants? And what is the effective on the least privileged in society? Will they benefit or at least not be further deprived? So Robert K. Greenleaf was looking at servant leadership way out of just an outdoor experience. He was also trying to apply these examples, say, to a political aspect, trying to get people to put these leadership styles to their community. Now, since this is an outdoor recreation podcast, I do want to focus on something important that he said that I think is true, that comes out of being a servant leader. Now it says, do those served grow as persons? Do they, while being served, become healthier, wiser, freer, more autonomous, more likely themselves to become servants? And that's what I think is the most effective way of being a servant leader, is that people follow the leader's example. And by leading by example, whatever you do, the people that you are leading are going to do. So if they notice that you're there serving someone, that you're there helping everyone around you, they're going to follow the same thing. And guess what? Instead of having one leader with a bunch of people who are just following him blindly, what you have is a bunch of people helping each other and helping each other get through these hard aspects. They're leading each other. You become a more cohesive group. People will follow the things that they see their leader do. And if you foster these great characteristics of helping people out, then that's what your members of your group are going to do. And you're going to be able to trust them. You're going to be able to put your trust in the fact that they've got each other's backs. So you're not the only one having to worry about them. And that's a great feeling as an outdoor leader. It takes so much stress off your back to know that your people in your group have each other's backs. Because you know what? Outdoor experiences are very variable. They vary very much. They vary very much. There's so many variables that it's so many varies, and we vary. That's, if you don't get what I'm saying through this sentence, there's so many things that can just come out of nowhere and sidetrack you, basically. And the fact that you'll have a group of people helping you instead of just having to deal with it yourself it puts your mind at ease. And it's a great way to keep that anxiety down and that decision making up. Now, like I said, as an outdoor leader, it's important that you go into these environments and practice, get your outdoor portfolio up so that you are comfortable in these situations. All leadership styles work when they're given the right situation, and it's up to the leader to read his or her group, environment, and goals in order to make sure that the trip is safe and effective. Remember, a trip isn't about the miles that you get in, but about the growth that you get out. So go and experience it for yourself. Have a great day.